And if you're down for more infotainment, information, and entertainment, like and subscribe in between the lines.
I thought it was gonna be what it was. We was hoping that was gonna be the best game
That was a good one.
of the weekend. But nevertheless, since we talking about turnovers, we might as well discuss what in the world was going on with CJ Stroud as they straight up just the you know it turnover city. It was a turnover temple going on, and New England ended up finishing the game, winning that game. The final score of that one was 28-16. What do you think about the Pats' impressive win? We must give a shout out to Houston's defense because they kept them in the game. The Patriots should have won the game probably by 30 if it wasn't for Houston playing so well defensively.
Vaughn, I can't help. Yeah, you're right. Let me get this off of my chest. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but they are deserving. Mike Vrabel, first year head coach at the New England Patriots, back at the place where he won a few Super Bowls. Outstanding job coaching. I heard on the broadcast that they spent over $100 million revamping that defense, or $100 million in free agency period, almost close to $200 million to make sure they went out and got a team that Coach Vrabel can coach. Hiring Josh McDaniels to be able to tutor Drake May, which he had a fabulous season. A lot of people think that he's going to finish second in terms of MVP, or he might win MVP, or they might be co-MVPs in terms of him and Drake, and Matthew Stafford. Uh, Outstanding season, and they're going to be playing in the AFC Championship and a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So congratulations. The weather did have a factor, so some of the fumbles that Drake May had with that relentless pass rush with Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. was just out of this world. And that's a top two, and it hadn't been a top two defense the entire season. With that being said, man, I can't explain anything about what CJ Stroud had on his mind going into the game, what he had on his mind during the game. He let his team down. He should be patting himself on the chest and saying, my bad. And D'Amico Ryan is going to look at the situation and look at it and say, did I make the right move as jogging him back out there in the second half? I know he's our franchise quarterback, and I know he does not, or we want to make sure his psychic, we don't, fragile his, take away his ego or fracture his ego. But my goodness, man, did he sell the farm for very, very cheap? Bad decisions. He was just throwing the ball up and hoping that it would, be a completion. He was looking down at the rush. And oh, by the way, this is not an anomaly. We saw it last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If it wasn't for his defense last week and this week, it would be a blowout like it was last week, so to speak. I mean, it would be a blowout the other way if it wasn't for his defense. So what do you do with that? And what do you do with that, Vaughn? That's why I've always said that just because you won the MVP your rookie year or rookie of the year, what is that actually getting you? What is that actually saying to you, Vaughn? Tell me, what is it saying? Because CJ Stroud, rookie of the year, and now he's a shell of himself as far as the last two games. I'm not talking about this season because this season he was banged up a little bit. This season he was concussed. But he did not look like a guy that is going to be warranted 45 to $55 million a year because he didn't look like put me on my shoulders. He looked like he had a defense and he was out there wide-eyed like he's never been there before. And this is his third straight year of making it into the playoffs. Very disappointing in the effort CJ Stroud put out there today.
Well, my rebuttal to that was I can't name you nobody on the Texans offense other than CJ Stroud.
Well, Nico Collins.
Well, he's hurt, right?
Yeah. You're talking about today?
Yeah. So what? And I seen a lot of drops. Even the final pass where he threw it down the field, I think it was the tight end dropped it. I seen a lot of drops out of Houston today.
Unless you're telling me that he was saying his mindset was like, I have to make every play, and that's what happens. Okay, but
I think he got less weapons than Chicago has, and he doesn't necessarily have Caleb Williams' talent, but he got to be everything for Houston to even have a chance offensively. Because again, I don't know who their running back is. I don't know. Looking at these stats, and not even looking at the stats, but we know CJ Stroud turned the ball over. It was a horrible night, and this was all in the first half. Turnovers was from the first half. We see Drake May, but Drake May had 4 fumbles as well. He only lost 2 of them and 1 interception, so he had 3 turnovers as well. The only difference that I seen was big catch by Stephon Diggs in the end zone. I think that was before the half, and then it was a big catch by Kayshon Boutte, the one-hand catch in the end zone, snagged on who was that? Stingley?
Derek Stingley Jr.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, those are 2 big catches that was 2 touchdowns. I'm not saying that CJ Stroud didn't play horribly. I'm just saying you don't have nobody on that other side to even make a play like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about just this game, and I understand Nico Collins and Schultz's tight end is out. I understand that. However, when you have a defense that still kept you in the game, you don't put them in bad situations like he did. So if you have a defense playing like that, then you reserve the right to punt and making sure you put New England back to where they have to drive the field, the whole entire field, and let your defense go and rattle Drake May like you were saying. They had him rattle a little bit, dropping the ball on fumbles. But CJ Stroud and the decisions he was making caused the defense to be out there longer than they needed to be out there. He was making, it wasn't tip balls, the interceptions.
He had one that was a tip ball that was intercepted.
Well, it went through the guy's hands, but I mean, when you talking about running and having pressure and just floating the ball up and doing things like that, that's uncharacteristic of a playoff type team with an outstanding defense. And the reason why I'm on them so hard, Vaughn, and I get you with the talent and the guys being out, is because this is back-to-back weeks I'm seeing this. That's all. That's it. That is it. Back-to-back weeks, CJ Stroud looks like he doesn't even belong in the NFL. And this is from a guy that's led his team to where they are now. This is the guy I'm going to give his flowers that, hey, he's the rookie or was the rookie of the year. But now you look at it, and these young quarterbacks, he goes, let me ask you, does he go beyond Caleb Williams right now?
I would say he behind Caleb Williams, but I wouldn't put Justin Herbert ahead of him. I would